To show you an easy way to make pullout groups based on Illuminate data. So here we go. Go on to Illuminate just like you normally do and log in. And mine's going to look a little bit different because I've got all three schools mushed in here. But instead of going to assessments like you normally do, we're going to go to reports, the same place you would go to pull like a student small slip or something like that. And you're going to list your reports. And what we've done is we've made a custom report for each of the diagnostics and finals that are there in Illuminate. This way you can get to the data in a different way than you normally have. So Angelina and I made these. Let's go into one like Math Lab Final 3 Standards Overview Report. They're all called Standards Overview Report just to keep them distinct from other things. And this is going to be linked to all of the data of the students who've taken Math Lab Final 3. When we go in there, you'll see that there's just a lot of information and it's color-coded. So let's take a look at what all of this information means. Here we go. On the first column here, we've got student last name and first name, totally self-explanatory. Next column is special ed. We included that because if there's any special information or accommodations that you need to do, this seems like something that you might want to sort for your students. So you could figure out who all of your special needs kids are by clicking on that. And then these are all the kids who are special needs in this particular group. Over here is period number. Since I've got all three schools, my period numbers are all mushed together. And then short course name, or course short name. I've got Math Lab and ACNUM because it's named different things and at different sites. As we continue on, we get to the more important stuff for you. The first two columns are linked together. The first one here is going to tell you the percent correct overall. So this is for the Math Lab Final 3. And if I click on that, it sorts from lowest to highest scores. So you can see that Diego got a 3.57 correct. So not very much correct at all. And then it goes all the way up as it goes on. So it sorts on those. If I click by accident here, it actually sorts them again, but it sorts them according to alphabetical order in a different sort of way. So you probably are interested in ascending order on your percent correct. You can do the same thing for any of these other standards, which is where I think that it can be super, super useful for you to start making pullout groups. So for example, let's go to a different one. Let's go to another report, and let's do Math Lab 3. Let's look at the Math Lab Final 3, or the Math Lab Diagnostic 3 Standards Overview Report. So you can see again here we've got a lot of different things. Probably the first thing that you want to do, even before you start looking, you're like, I've got all my students all mixed together. You want to go to Filter. And here, what you want to do is figure out which period you want to look at. So I'm going to look at period, and I'm going to say contains, and let's say that I want to look at period 4. So let's save my filters. It doesn't do anything unless you save those filters, so you got to do that. And then you can filter here. So now if you look over here, I've got only kids who are in period 4, which is pretty good. And so now that I've got all my period 4 students, I can go through here and I can sort them. So now I know that I've got these kids in period 4, proficient, approaching, intervention, and beginning. But maybe I don't want to do that according to all of the stuff. I want to be a little bit more targeted in my instruction. And so I'm going to come all the way over here and I'm going to look at this. So these standards are the same standards that you see when the kids students take the diagnostic, when they take the final, and it corresponds with the data analysis sheets too. So it's pretty easy for you to see where those standards are going to come in. You're going to take those standards and you're going to figure out which ones the kids need. So let's say that you want to look at this standard here. We know that this is a 4th grade standard. This is Common Core State Standards, MA for Math, and 4 is for 4th grade. And this is NF 3D. So as we go along, we see, oh wow, there's these 3 students. I can tell right off that Akila, Kiana, and Gabriella in my 4th period, that they would like to have a lot more help with this, I think. I mean, they're really, really struggling in this area. 50% is pretty low. They're probably going to need some really targeted instruction, possibly like just from the beginning. Let me see what they got wrong. But I'm going to approach that in a way where I'm thinking maybe they really don't know what's going on with this. If I look a little further down, I see that Juliet, Luis, Mara, Anai, and Amy, and Kinol, they are all doing in the 75% range. That's a little bit better on this standard. I can see that they've got something going on. They may or may not need my help. I'm going to need more information on that. I might check how they're doing on MathLab. On IXL and MathLab. I might check in with them just like, hey, how you doing? You know, if they're perking along and they're feeling pretty good about it, I might not pull them. Let's try another one here. If I look over here, I see I've got 2 kids in a very low percentage. Again, I'm going to approach that with caution. They're kids who probably need some really fundamental skills. I've got a couple who seem like maybe they need a little bit of help in that intervention range. And then over here, 85% means that you pretty much got it. There might be 1 or 2 things that you're missing. Again, IXL might be able to clear that up for you. And if you're in the 90 or 95% range, you're probably doing okay on that, and there's not much clearing up that you need to do. So that's the idea. First, you'll filter to figure out which class you're looking at. Let's say that you aren't looking at 4th period. We are going to do period number contains, maybe you want to look at your 5th period class. Let's see if there's a 5th period to look at. And so then these are the 5th period class. And again, this has got, let's see, oh, this is just my acnoom. Okay, great. And so then you can look here and you can see how's everybody doing. If I sort here, it sorts by the whole test, and then I can go in and I can pull my different standards really strategically. That's the main idea. I hope that's helpful for you. I'm going to have some study guide questions to go with this, so watch this video as much as you want and fill out the questions. Thank you very much. Bye.